Hey guys, I'm Dimension Jump and today I'll be doing my top 5 predictions for E3. Now, E3 is fast approaching. I think we've got like a few more weeks until we see new games being announced and that sort of thing, and probably like DLC added onto older games. And I thought I would do this list to make some kind of predictions of what we would possibly see in the upcoming E3. So for number 5 is a new Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC character. Now I think that this is quite obvious because, E3 is probably one of those times in which something like Smash Bros. Will bring in a new character because it generates more hype for when the character does eventually get released and people can have a go playing with that character. And yeah, I think out of all of the characters that we've seen throughout different games, I think there's going to be one of two choices for this new character. One of them being Blaziken from the Pokemon series and Fi from the Legend of Zelda series. Now, with Blaziken, the reason why I think Blaziken might make an appearance is because the new Pokemon Snap game has been released like a few weeks ago. So I think there could be a possibility that Nintendo would want to bring in a new Pokemon character, and with Blaziken he could have like some moves like a Blaze Kick, Sky Uppercuts, a variety of moves that fit Blaziken really well. And for his final smash he could become Mega Blaziken, and then he could like unleash this like powerful flamethrower attack, maybe, possibly, I don't know. But yeah, for Fi, the reason why I chose Fi is because Skyward Sword HD is being released in under like 2 months from now, in like July, and it would be nice to see Fi make an appearance in Smash Bros. And she could use like for her moves she could use like the Sacred Flames that you get in Skyward Sword, or she could release unlimited Skyward Sword strikes, because in Skyward Sword you can raise your sword skyward and just release beams of energy. And maybe for a final smash she could do one of the 3 harp Silent Realm songs, and it will release like this variety of different kinds of energy. So if it was the one for Din, it could release this huge wall of fire, or if it's for the Nehru Silent Realm one, it could release like either sand or electricity, because sand and electricity go really well for that Nehru area. Or if it's for the Farol Silent Realm, it could be something like to do with possibly water, or something to do with like grass or woods or something foresty. And that'll be nice to see like some sort of like final smash with Fi. So yeah, so for number 4 is new changes in Skyward Sword HD. Now with the with the Zelda HD remakes, like with the Wind Waker, Twilight Princess, and even in remakes like Link's Awakening, there have been some changes. For instance, with Twilight Princess HD, you could collect stamps that were scattered around the world. With the Wind Waker, you could get a swift sail and you could travel along the seas a lot faster, and also there was the whole Tingle Bottle thing that you could send to the Miiverse. And with Link's Awakening, you could collect these puzzle dungeon things, and you can make your own puzzle things. And I would like to see some of those be kind of like integrated into Skyward Sword somehow. So for example, one of the things that you can do in Skyward Sword is go through these different silent realms in which you collect sacred tears, or tears of Farol, Nehru, Owl, or Din. And I would like to think that there could be a whole separate mode for this, in which you can choose one of the areas in which you can collect the sacred tears, and you can scatter them around each area. So let's say if you're in the Elden area and you're doing Din's Sacred Trail, you could have, let's say, 5 tiers in one specific area, and then you can have another 5 in another area, and then 4 in like towards where the volcano is. And you can also place where some of the guardians are, and where you can also place some of the sacred water on certain areas. And that would be a cool thing, because then you could create your own sort of like thing, and then you could possibly send it online and have other people play with this. And also for the items, you could possibly create bomb arrows, because bomb arrows have been in several Zelda games, like Twilight Princess, the Link's Awakening remake, and Breath of the Wild. And it'd be cool to see bomb arrows make an appearance in Skyward Sword, because like even though they weren't in the original Skyward Sword, it would be nice to see bomb arrows make some kind of appearance in Skyward Sword HD. For number 3 is a Persona 6 teaser trailer. Now, I quite like the Persona series, even though I've played Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal. I do enjoy the series. I think from what I've seen from Persona like 3 and 4, I think each game has their own story to tell, and they all bring their own themes and combat and stuff like that. And for Persona 6, I would like to hear, like, I would like to see the screen black, like just a black screen, and then we get to hear Eagle's voice, and then one of two things could happen. We could either see the main protagonist of the game, or we could see the new Velvet Room. One of those two things would be interesting to see, because then we could get a sense of what the new Persona game is going to be, and see how drastically different, either the new location is, or how the new Velvet Room is going to be, and how it's going to fit with the theme of Persona 6. And it would be nice to see, and it would be nice to see an interesting thing how the new Persona game, goes along in terms of how are we going to summon our Persona, how are we going to, beat the particular boss, how are we going to recruit more teammates, that sort of thing. And yeah, it would be nice to see a new Persona game. For number 2 is a trailer for God of War Ragnarok. Now, we did get a teaser trailer for God of War Ragnarok a while ago, I think like in November, December time of last year. And I did enjoy, I think the teaser trailer is an interesting one, to say the least, because it's only a few seconds long, and we get to see the new mark thing of the new God of War game. And we got to hear Kratos' voice about Ragnarok. But for the new trailer, I would like to see this as a sort of story trailer, but we get to see Odin a bit. But instead of being the whole of Odin's body and face, we get to see part of his body. We get to see him on his throne with his spear thing, and probably a crow or something on his throne. And we get to hear his voice. And he's he hears what happens to Baldur, and then he sends Thor down to Midgard, where Atreus and Kratos are, and then we get to see a bit of combat, maybe a minute or so of combat, so we can see how different the new combat might be to God of War Ragnarok. And if it is different, it could be could be some new moves, or it could be something similar to God of War that was released back in 2018. It'll be nice to see how the new game pans out, and see how different the style of game, and how drastically different it is to the 2018 God of War game. And for number 1 is a Breath of the Wild 2 trailer. Now, like with God of War Ragnarok, we only got a teaser trailer for Breath of the Wild 2, and that being, we know that Ganondorf is making his return. But for this trailer, I would like to see a trailer possibly of how Ganondorf became mummified, and we get to see 2 different points of view. One with Link and Zelda, and kind of how in the teaser trailer for Breath of the Wild 2, we get to see them walking towards where Ganondorf is, and another perspective of when Ganondorf is slowly being mummified and being slowly trapped by the hand thing that's on his chest. It'll be nice to see those kinds of perspectives of how Link and Zelda are moving slowly towards Ganondorf, and how Ganondorf is trying to, uses magic or something, and that magic ends up being Calamity Ganon or something. And possibly, I would also like to see like a boss, like, you know, not as in like, you know, Link possibly fighting several bosses at different points of the game, and it would be nice to see like some dungeons in the game possibly, and possibly some new characters as well. And that'll be interesting because we haven't had a Breath of the Wild 2 trailer for a long time, and it would be nice to see a full-on new trailer for Breath of the Wild 2. So that's been my top 5 predictions for E3. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.